Absolutely. I mean, AJ, a lot more limited.
First match finished. We did even better by showing it to you there, and he is now through. So it was the opportunity of a lifetime for those guys. And some responded. There must be guys looking at the draw and thinking, okay, these are all good players, but how do they respond to having a big opportunity to really go deep in one of these events? An opportunity that they...
Got a lot of power, though. Good touch. You know, and you look at, do we have any?
Well, was the other one, so very good point.
Yeah, and, you know...
Duong Quoc Hoang hasn't been to a big semi-final yet, but he's been in some big quarter-finals, a last 16 spot. And he's off to a decent start.
Out there. Really doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses. Gets this back. Needs the cue ball off the cushion. Surprised he's taking this. Now, he had more faith in hit. Nice, hit it super thin. Like, what's the kid's name from Germany that's so good? Which is a different kind of feeling. As definitely ready to be out here with the big boys, I think.
Yeah, and in any sport, their ability to play, it's everything else about them. The way they play, the style.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, didn't get to talk to him a ton. Sharp man, sharp young man.
A very good player at his level.
Man, he's picked up the speed since the PLB also. This is a more comfortable way to play the ball. Telford, just really awesome weather, and maybe a hair bouncy because of this or that, but no complaints this week. I think it keeps the players in a better mood. Everyone feels better about things when the weather's so nice. Now this shot got awfully. Yeah, I thought it was missable. He tried to attack with outside, and I don't think that
Dean
was
Shields from Manchester, who of course beat him in his home country at the Hanoi Open. Back the other way around this time. Duong coming through 10-8.
You know, fully, and just take your chances leaving something long. So, but I think he's back and he's better. And a great shot there with the jump cue. And what I was talking about earlier down, and that kind of field are the type of players you got to one of these majors.
Yeah, he was back in Glasgow last week to defend that Scottish Open. Quite as early an exit as it would be in one of these events, because it was only a 16-man single here.
He was in a few battles to survive, from what I remember. On has a lot of talent.
Struggling against someone who you might have made him favourite against, Imran Majid. Off to a very good start.
Yeah, that's
two drawing ones in a row for DQH. Hanoi Open last year to get through to the last 32, down 10-9.
one thing all of us can take from this young man is start to stress about all shots and tense between the ears, which definitely affects the back arm.
Yeah, and he's in his past, and it's reflected in his manner around the table and the way he plays. And well, Duong not getting away with the dry break this time. AJ.
Yeah, this table's been awfully stingy on the one. Not so much. I always felt like Comino had, of course, being younger and whatnot, and still trying to. I also like that player that doesn't mind showing how upset they are about a lot. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Oh, now.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a different thing with names in Spain. It's something to do with if the names of both of the families that you've.
Yeah, a bunch of youngsters playing in this round, of course. Game's getting younger, it seems.
This just glides around the table, and Duong sort of ambles around the place a little bit, almost like he's not really easier than we know it certainly is. And this has been a good start at it just as much as he did in the opening rack, and so we now have clash with the tournament favourite Joshua Filler.
Yeah, and hats off to Tyler. See how it unfolds.
Steyer's one of those guys who, if he was playing team sports,
he'd be a pro sport. There's players that always get time, and Tyler's kind of one of those, and that's why to me, and unless someone shows otherwise, he's a hard guy not to pick for that Moscone Cup team. Can he get enough on it to move the cue ball out? Oh, sweet stroke. Elevated over the 9.
Looking for 10 racks. And with his first break.
Double kissed it, may fluke it. Miscue, it sounded like. Did he leave a gap? He's so good when he elevates the cue. It's amazing. But I'll tell you one thing he does better than most is it's got to be that way, just because I kind of feel like Manas has the mentality, I don't care what the...
Back in October, he won both of his doubles and one of his singles. He actually had a chance to clinch the cup. Aloysius Yap to clinch it in the next match against FSR.
Around this man at the table right now had a big part on really helped that team to an easy win.
Yeah, they were 4-0 up, and
nice. I think figured out the speed a little better, and he's going to get a look at the blue too. Yeah, it seems like every match that week at the Spanish Open was...
Wanted to punish us by keeping us in there as long as possible. But it was a great tournament, won by Dang Junhui.
Lugo is a beautiful city. I mean, just... It was easy to stay there anyways, but sometimes... That's just a beautiful shot. You talk about one.
Yeah, he had those couple of quarter-finals year before events in 2024 and didn't end his run there. But he's already at a quarter-final this year at the European here in Telford this week, because he's playing really well, and with his second break, if he can get a foothold, can turn this around, and maybe it's going to come here. Well,
off the red 3. Yeah, very good experience beyond his... Oh no. Do something. 4 doesn't pass. So he's coming across for the combination.
Well, this would be an ajmanas. But he has just taken rack 10. But needed to build on it with the 1 in the side.
The side cushion trying to kill the ball bit for the 2. Wants to fall here underneath it. It's done. Friendly bump. I think he'll get it. Actually lays pretty decent. Like this. Speed controls very ideal.
Well, this is turning in during that run to the quarterfinals in Sarajevo back in March. Beat him in winners' qualification.
Always plays steady, I mean, but I just feel like he looks really comfortable.
So Manas' attempted comeback has been...
And he's going to get this 8-9 and tell you what else.
Eliminated following the defeat earlier today for defending champion Robbie Capito.
A huge shot there from Duong. That make it a little easier, a little more comfortable. It's perfect here.
So as I said, 2 players who've really not looking so likely now.
Yeah, really, I mean, besides the break shot, which is exceptional pull out of Vietnamese star.
He's been out on the main table.
Play to get to this 9-3 score. And in return,
controlled the match.
Ooh. Okay, got it down.
Completed. Max Lechner winning that hill finish against Wang Hung Sang. Lechner, another player who... But perhaps the way he's playing...
He finally gave one up.
To pen the last rights for this match. Manus looks as though he's going to extend it here. Duong has done very little wrong in this match. He did something wrong. Manus is battling to stay in it.
Pushing out to some type of real first shot on a lot of times. Not doing real well unless he catches the point. Yeah, pure stroke.
If he can continue to play like this, who's to say?
4, 2 rails for the 5. Got enough speed. It's got to go a little bit. Yes, it is.
This rack, but it was very much at odds with what we've seen from him throughout the day. But hold on, what's he done here?
This is short, so AJ still got life.
For the second.
Yeah, it's going to hold up. So Duong's going to get a pretty easy shot at the 8 to finish.
I think we expected a close one here, and it looked as though we were going to get it. When Manus was only about claiming one of those coveted last 16 spots, and the first of them has gone to Duong Quoc Hoang.